Hello, and welcome to another episode of Seattle to Unknown. I'm Sarah.
I'm Melinda.
And this is a travel podcast for the adventuresome, or the people just thinking about being adventuresome someday.
Maybe?
Possibly.
Just light your travel candle, fire up this podcast, get cozy. It's cold outside.
What's a travel candle?
I'm sure there's something out there that's like, this candle smells like travel.
They make
hopefully like the
candles.
good. Yeah, exactly. Like the good side of travel and not like the end of the travel when everything's just stinky.
That's my nostalgia scent.
So, hopefully. There's gotta be something. There's gotta be a candle that smells like travel out there. And if it smells good, tell me about it. I want it.
I'm not certain about candles that smell like travel, but I know that there's a whole genre on Pinterest of candles designed for travel, because traveling without your candles would be such a burden.
Sarah started the fire.
It was always burning. Yeah, that just seems like a good way to burn down a hostel. Let's not travel with candles.
I do not, and I don't plan on starting on it.
Good plan. I think that's one we can stick to.
It's like the easy one. It's not like anywhere on my pack list radar.
I'm gonna sneak a candle into your suitcase and be like, Melinda, look, you broke your resolution. God, I really thought you could do it this time.
You don't even make New Year's resolutions, so...
Plus, how are we gonna have our travel seance?
We can buy candles there. We don't have to travel with them.
Okay, as long as we get to have a seance.
Let's go to New Orleans.
Okay.
Okay. That seems like the perfect, like, spooky... Either New Orleans or the Stanley Hotel.
Either way.
Yep.
So, what's your cocktail this week?
I have kombucha, which is almost like a cocktail. It's got the booch. Sounds like I have a disease. It's gingerade. Because it sounded good. It sounded warm and cozy. Ginger's good for you.
I don't doubt that it is good for you. In fact, I'm certain it is. It just burns.
So does cinnamon.
Yeah, cinnamon burns in a good way. Chili burns in a good way. Ginger burns in an acid reflux way.
No.
Well,
no.
For my cocktail, there's this weird thing in Germany where, like, in the US, if you have flavored milk, it's like chocolate or strawberry or something like that. Here, it's literally anything under the sun. I have seen lemonade milk. I have seen lemon wafer milk. What the difference is?
That sounds like curdled milk.
One would think, but it's not. But today I got hazelnut milk, which kind of tastes like a Nutella milkshake, which means
so is it chocolate and hazelnut or just hazelnut?
Well, it's hazelnut, but kind of leans a little chocolatey, not quite as strongly as Nutella does.
Because it's literally chocolate and hazelnut.
Right. I am aware of the ingredients in Nutella.
Right? Well, it doesn't sound like it if you're comparing it to your milk. That's not chocolate. It's just hazelnut.
But it's more hazelnut than chocolate, but there's like a sweet chocolatey undertone, less in your face than Nutella is. And it's good, and I would have finished it, but the dog stole it, and now I cannot find it.
Gross. That's gonna be some stinky aftermath.
Yep, probably.
Oof, yuck.
These are the things no one tells you when you get a dog. Like, yesterday, Moose decided if he wanted my attention, the best way he should get it is to rear up on his hind legs and then punch me in the boob.
Gets your attention, though, doesn't it?
It worked. Certainly did, but it did not make me want to rush to put my shoes on to go walk him more than it already had.
Maybe he had the poops and he had to go now, damn it.
Boop slam! Like, no! This is not how we ask for things.
Hard pass. Hard pass. Have fun with your stinky cocktail.
When I find it.
May you find it sooner than later, because that's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably just behind the couch, but I haven't had a chance to go look for it. So, do you have an update for this week?
No. I got nothing. No. It's too short of a turnaround this time due to holiday nonsense.
Yeah. So, my update this week is that I contributed to a Kickstarter several months ago where they were selling swabs, like cotton swabs, but made out of silicone, and so that they're reusable. It's called Last Swab. They arrived, they work well, they're fine, but the whole Kickstarter process is awful. And I always forget. I've contributed to 3 Kickstarters now, and I forget, oh wait, this never goes according to their plan. So, for instance, these swabs were supposed to be shipped from Denmark, therefore not affected by import taxes for the EU. And the company decided, we're going to save a little money and ship them from China. Which means that everybody in the EU who thought they were getting their product from within the EU now has to pay import fees, which blows.
Yuck.
So on top of the price we paid, a lot of us will be paying 20%. Luckily, my package was below the threshold for import fees, so I don't have to pay anything. But I'm guessing there's a lot of people who do because their Kickstarter page is going off. People are pissed.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like they have every right to be too. That's more expenses that they did not anticipate on paying for on this.
I also contributed to the Bowback's Travel Pants Kickstarter, and they're facing the same issue. But because the price of the pants are inherently more than the threshold for import fees, everyone in the EU is going to be slammed with these import taxes. And it's not going to be cheap. It's probably going to be 25 euros per pair.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And in the EU, or at least in Germany, if you don't go to the customs office to pick up your packages to pay the import fee, you get slammed with a 20 euro fee for wasting their time.
Nobody wins!
So if you reject it, you're charged something. If you take it, you're charged something. And these pants are getting pretty expensive real quick.
Yikes. That's so terrible.
And to top it all off, if you look at their page, you can see that people who have received their packages and paid the fees anyway are saying that the pants they received are 2 to 3 sizes too small.
Nobody really wins. Nobody gets pants either. All right, kids, you heard it. No more pants. We're done with them.
I mean, if they're off that much, that means they're extra small, which I think is where the sizing starts, is a child size, essentially.
Maybe I wanted pants for my cat that are way too expensive.
Because 3 sizes smaller than an XS. That's 4XS.
It's the size of the Grinch's heart.
Granted, I don't know that every size is that much smaller, but according to the comments, they're all significantly smaller than they should be.
That's terrible. This is pants for nobody.
Right, and it makes me feel like an idiot because I know when they did the Kickstarter for their jackets, they did 2 rounds of Kickstarters, the first round of jackets, the second version of the jackets, and they were all plagued by sizing issues. And you'd think by their 3rd or 4th Kickstarter, they'd have this size thing sorted out. But apparently, no.
You're asking for too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. We can't.
Oh, and the icing on the cake is that of the people who supported their Kickstarter, I think they said 30% of the packages have shipped. But if you order directly from their website now, because they're out of Kickstarter, they're now just selling directly as well, you will get those orders more quickly.
Interesting. Huh.
Kickstarter.
Womp womp.
Yeah, pretty much. So, at some point we might do a full episode about travel Kickstarters because there's so many of them, but probably not until after I get this package and I can fully tell you whether or not these pants can be pulled up over my knee, but I'm going to guess that they won't.
That's like joint socks. Like foot pants.
Well, if you cut them up, you could use them as leg warmers, so win-win!
No! No. This is not a win-win whatsoever.
No.
Unless you were like one of the lucky ducks that actually got ones that fit you. But yikes.
Yeah. Well, and if you know that this brand sizes really poorly and you're in the low to middle range of sizes, you could size up significantly and probably be fine. But if you are like me and you are at the high end of their sizing range, there's no sizing up beyond what I've got. So...
Thanks for the fancy pants for Christmas.
Yeah! Congratulations!
They might fit, or they might come up to my knees.
I'm guessing you don't have a 32-inch inseam.
I can be tall if I want to.
Well, bunch them up and then you've got, like, parachute pants.
It's hammer time.
No. Anyway, so that's my update, and if I find out more when I get the package and whatnot, I will let you know, because this is going to be quite the saga of returns that they're about to face, if it's true what people are saying.
I can't wait to see my new pants.
Anyway, do you have a news story for this week?
I do, which is pretty interesting, and it's something that is going to be happening to SeaTac Airport, which is home of my flying hub. That does not make it sound cooler. Yeah, my flight hub. But Delta Airlines is hoping to implement biometric boarding for international travels sometime in December of this year. There's a commission meeting that'll be happening later on to see if they can go through with it. It's facial recognition technology, so you don't have to use your boarding pass or your passport. It'll end up taking a picture of you and it'll compare it to the database for your visa or your passport application that you submitted for border control and whatnot. So it's kind of trippy, and like it's already a thing in Atlanta, Detroit, and New York. I think LAX is doing it now too. But it's one things that they're using for boarding and that they're hoping to implement into like checking in your baggage, checking in, like all that stuff, that it just snaps a picture, prints out a tag with your name, and they slap it on your bag.
Well, I feel like that would save a lot of people grabbing the wrong bag. So that aspect wouldn't be too bad.
Oh, your picture's not on the bag. It just prints out a label with your name because it knows who you are based on your biometrics or your physical characteristics.
Less helpful.
But yeah, the thing is that, you know, people are like, oh, that seems like a good idea. It'll make traveling easier since it's, you know, a hot mess anyways. But the airports that have it, people don't realize it. And then all of a sudden, like, they're let through. There's no showing of a passport or a boarding pass. They're just, like, magically on their plane already. And they didn't know it was a thing.
That makes me wonder, as I'm sure they've thought of this before, but do they have any contingencies for, like, identical twins or people who've aged significantly since their passport photo was taken?
People who stopped dyeing their hair since their passport photo was taken.
I was mostly thinking of children. Like, for instance, my niece is still traveling on the same passport that she's had since she was 10.
Oh, because it lasts, yeah, for a long time if you're under 18?
They last 5 years, but anything under 18, you're aging significantly from the start of your passport validity to the end. So I think my niece turns 13 next year, and her passport photos from when she was 10. I mean, her face is the same, it's just different size. She's grown.
Wow, are you saying that she has a fat head or fat
I'm
face?
saying she's like 6 feet tall now.
Hello, you're a family of giants.
My nephew is taller than I am. My niece will very easily pass me up as well.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not a lot on that. There's like, it's coming a thing, and they want it to be in the U.S. Customs at SeaTac when they open up their new section of the airport in like the summer of next year. So it kind of sounds like they want to like full on go with this, and it's like maybe pump the brakes because there's a lot of issues about privacy and whatnot that's concerning. I don't know. It's kind of trippy when you let technology to like too much.
Yeah, well, and I think there's a service like Clear where they use those biometrics to get you in through security quickly. But the difference is you sign up for Clear. You are voluntarily participating in a program that uses your biometrics to let you through security. And while I'm sure they're going to change the terms of carriage to include this, it's not something people are going to be aware of initially, at least. And
well, I mean, if they're doing this for customs and like this whole section of the airport, I think people are going to be more aware. But when it's one airline starting to do it at a few airports, that's when you're not going to know and be like, what the hell? When did I agree to this?
Yeah, actually, I have 2 co-workers who were in New York last week for a business trip, and one of them, when she was checking in for her flight, a pop-up came up that says, this airport is testing new biometrics, and this is a beta program, so you can waive your right to use it, but please be advised you'll go through the regular customs lines, and potentially this new system will be faster. And she tried to opt out of it, and the button wouldn't work, so she had to opt in.
Oh, that's cheating. But I don't think if it's in a beta program, it's not going to necessarily be better because they're trying to test run to make the improvement so it actually functions somewhat when they release it, and then, you know, it'll still have a lot of issues. I don't know. Too soon.
Yeah,
I really fly Delta, so whatever.
Yeah, well, I have 3 Delta flights in December, so potentially I will get to see this in action.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. It's just, they probably need to start by making visible statements about what they're doing with technology to their customers. Otherwise, they're going to drive people away, unless you're a first adapter and you want everything digital and faster. I don't necessarily want to be the guinea pig group.
Yeah, I can see see how it could be super beneficial and that there's a diverse number of ways you could implement this technology. I can also see why people would be super pissed about it too. But on the other hand, when you get a passport, all of that data exists already. The question is, does the airline get to have it too?
Yeah. It's like, I'm submitting this to like government agencies, not to everybody.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I don't know. I don't, like, what if you're like going through and for some reason there's a glitch in the system and it's like, oh, this person's not supposed to fly?
I don't know that that's something we would have to worry about. The thing is international travelers have to send this stuff out anyway. I had another friend in New York last week, and she had to do like the finger scan and the photo and all of that, and the machine just didn't work. And so they made her go to another machine, didn't work, go to another machine, didn't work. Eventually they're just like, we could just do this the old-fashioned way. Hey.
Yeah.
So
you're still gonna have to have that in practice because it's technology, and sometimes technology fails and shuts down.
Yeah.
So as long as there's still a plan B in place, regardless of how far we are into this, that's probably something for them to keep in mind.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Free tip, you guys. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much of this is actually ended up being implemented at SeaTac. And yeah, I mean, I should be coming home at some point from a trip once the new international customs terminal thingy is operating. So it's an adventure.
Yeah, we'll see. So, this week we are going to be talking about what kind of gifts you should think about getting for someone in your life who likes to travel or is about to embark on their first international travel or maybe domestic travel, but what kind of things you could get to support them during this holiday season.
And again, we are an unloved, unsponsored podcast, so these are just things that we like and want to talk about, so hopefully you like it. Tell your friends. But, if you want us to talk about your company and your product, drop us a line.
Yeah, we'll talk about stuff. We're good talkers. We talk real good.
I can word.
Sometimes.
I can has cheeseburger?
Also no.
Oh, wow.
No cheeseburger for you. You can have a regular burger. I know what happens when you eat cheese.
Delightfulness happens.
I don't know that's what
also,
we call
I'm really hungry right now.
Okay, let's stop talking about
and we're
food.
not talking about food, so this is very disappointing.
And let's
go back to that last episode.
Okay, you go back to that
or
one. I'm going to continue this one.
There was food at the market one.
Yes.
Alright, things that you can get as gifts that are on the smaller side and will actually last, unlike buying them food. Unless it's like packaged food.
So we've got 3 categories here. Small stuff, middle stuff, and like the big splashy gift for when you really want to impress someone. Or if you're a grandparent, because grandparents do the splashy gifts.
Hi, I'm also in the market of grandparents. I don't have any.
Me either. Hey, high five.
If you want to indulge me, I will write you letters and update you how things are. If you want to, shower me with awesome gifts.
So, starting off with the small gifts, there's no good segue from talking about wanting grandparents. Small gifts, a really easy basic thing to get someone is just a power converter, because the world is not full of the same type of plugs.
What?
I know, shocking. It's almost as if the world is made up of independent nations that make their own decisions. Weird, right?
That's so weird. That's like trippier than biometrics at an airport.
Yes, totally. The plugs will take over the world someday. Who cares about AI? It's the plugs we gotta worry about.
It's those damn power ports! Yeah, power converters are always handy, Don't destroy your electronics by cramming in the wrong plug in the wrong hole.
Yeah, and if you know that they're going to be traveling with something big and expensive, get one with a voltage converter, too.
Yeah. Don't set the place on fire.
Good plan.
Sarah.
Hey.
Another solid choice would be like travel bottles or pouches and mind to hold onto your liquids. Or hey, just go for the solid toiletries.
Yep.
Who doesn't want soap?
People
Soap's
who prefer
fun.
being smelly.
Or, Christmas time's a great time. Like Sarah found out, those Matador pouches are pretty damn nice, but a little spendy, so, it's a gift that shows that you have listened to the person talk about their travels.
Or if nothing else, it's a gift that shows you listen to us. And really, isn't that the gift everyone wants?
That's the gift that I want. I'm easy, you guys. Just, listen and love us.
Aw.
Love me!
Another gift that you might want to consider is an eye mask and a neck pillow. Neck pillows are kind of hit or miss because you have to find the one that works for you, but you can't go wrong with an eye mask.
Just get them the ostrich thing.
The one that you put your head in?
Yeah. I just want to see more of those. Okay, well, I haven't seen them, in the real world, but I want to.
I
get
think
people these so I can see them on flights.
I think the ostrich pillow is sort of like Sasquatch. Many claim to have seen it, but no one actually has.
Maybe. Speaking about Sasquatch, for the traveler in your life, you can get them a Sasquatch guidebook. There's some good squatching places in the Pacific Northwest. But no, really, guidebooks in general, whether it's your regular Rick Steves travel, your Atlas Obscura, or your Squatchin guides, that's some fun reads. I think that's always good. Good gifts. Help them plan for an upcoming trip that they're excited about.
Yeah, and every guidebook has a different target demographic, so if you aren't certain which one, maybe get them a gift card for books at a local bookstore to support local companies.
Or just getting them the Squatchin guide.
Because you can't go wrong with that.
No, it sounds like a fun time.
But if they're really into Sasquatch, what you really need to get them is
Harry and the Hendersons.
No, self-published Amazon Sasquatch erotica. Because that exists, and it is terrifying. And nothing says, hey, you're the weird friend in the group, quite like gifting them Sasquatch erotica.
I think you're the weird friend in this group because you know this is a thing.
Oh, it comes up on radio shows all the time. You name it, if it is a cryptozoology creature, there's erotica about it on Amazon.
Mothman.
Oh, I'm certain.
I am sorry I opened up the can of worms for everybody, but now you know what to get Sarah for Christmas.
Oh, someone wrote and self-published Sounders erotica?
Nope.
And it crushes my soul that exists. And that it has reviews.
You know what needs to happen, though? It needs to be, like, a believable book. Like, the person that was reading Harry Potter online, like, online books, and then ended up getting into, like, fanfic midway through the series.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes. No, none of that. No, thank you. Moving on.
Anyway.
Packing cubes! Packing cubes are a great gift. They're so handy, and having different size options I think is really good, because depending on where you're going, maybe you don't need like the big square ones, but a bunch of little ones, or you want a bunch of little ones so everything has a home and a place.
Yes, I fully support the packing cube revolution.
Yeah. I love how organized it makes my bag. I mean, and if your bag's gonna get searched, you might as well give them a little extra work too by opening packing cubes.
Plus,
fair is fair.
If your bag gets searched, it goes back together more neatly if everything's in packing cubes.
Yes, yeah. If it's just kind of a hot mess of things, it's going to leave as a hot mess of things.
Yep.
Get cubes. One set for you, one set for your gift recipient.
Another good idea is if this person has been traveling previously and you see that they take really nice photos, maybe have a print made of one of their photos, either on canvas or just print it out and put in a frame for them.
Well, I mean, the wonderful world of the internet gives you so many different options of people who do really cool print things. Like, they can print your photos on wood, which gives it a it gives it a really cool effect, and it's something very personalized and rad, and, you know, it gives them something to do with that photo they took 50 years ago of the pyramids. When they were new.
When they were new. 50 years
Not 50 years ago, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? That travel photo that you've had hanging around doing nothing because you decided, oh, one day I'll do something with this. Here you go. Problem solved.
I saw one recently where two friends took their travel photos and had them printed on passport covers and matching luggage tags. And it was really sweet. It was like, oh, here's our travel photos. And now our bags are very clearly identifiable from a long distance. But also...
It's just like your face looking a little haggard because you just got off a long ass flight.
No, it was like sassy Instagram solo photos. You know, the kind where it's the back of the person.
Heaven's Gate with the mirror.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Every time I see like travel groups posting pictures of Heaven's Gate with the reflection, I'm like, I can do that too. I made a lake for Teddy. What's up?
Teddy being the troll that we saw in Denmark.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Another idea is to give them a reusable water bottle. It's both good for travel and just good for everyday life and good for the earth. So,
yay Earth!
Yay
you
Earth!
Can't see the world if there is no world, or if it's just full of plastic.
Aw, we could create a new continent out of plastic, though. Think of the travel destinations we could create. This is a terrible idea. Do not listen to me.
Yeah, I'm not liking this. I'm backing out. But you know, if the person, your gift gift recipient already has a large collection of reusable water bottles, there's always a pack towel, or if you want to get a little fancier, a Turkish towel. Nothing says luxury like a fancy towel.
And a super useful towel. Like, pack towels are nice. They dry quickly. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. Turkish towels are more than a towel, though.
They are your, like, 5-in-1 piece of fabric. Yeah.
Could be a cover-up at the beach, or
a picnic blanket, or a blanket, or a shawl, or a pillow, or, I don't know, if you want to get creative, I'm sure you can make it into a swan or something, too.
If you work on a cruise, you definitely can. Cruises and their towel animals. My goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazon, to name one vendor, has an array of options for Turkish towels. Pack towels are nice because they're microfiber towels. So it's just kind of good for every day for, like, drying your hair. You don't end up as frizzy, and they dry out and take a lot of moisture out of your hair.
This is true.
Yeah. They're not my favorite for, like, drying off all of me, but it does some nice things for my hair. Makes it happier.
So another idea that you might want to consider is a battery pack, because traveling with a dead phone sucks. Getting lost someplace you don't know, where you don't speak the language, without a phone, double sucks. So a battery pack is just a super useful thing to have with you just in case.
And also, that's how a good portion of people take their travel photos anymore. So if you want to take photos of things, you need a battery. And you can get all sorts. You can get little ones, you can get big ones, decorative, basic. The world is your oyster.
Yep. If I were to recommend a battery, I would say doesn't matter what battery you get, as long as it's 10,000 milli whatevers, give or take. That's a
millikittens.
Milliliters. It's 10,000 milliliters of battery.
It's not.
No, it's not. But that
seems
to be enough to recharge most phones twice, and that way you're not charging the battery pack every single night. You can go higher than that, but I wouldn't go higher than 20,000. That's like a nice range to cover all your needs.
Yeah, I mean, your battery pack does not have to be like the size of a textbook. You can get a smaller one and be okay.
Yeah.
No need to go bananas.
I just don't like the little batteries that it's like 1,000 whatevers. Yeah, but that's going to give me a little bit of battery on my phone, but it's not going to charge it.
That gave me 10% longer time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with them, but they're not quite as useful as a larger battery.
Yes. Some are just silly and decorative.
Yes.
Another cool thing, it's something I kind of like the idea of, but not the mess that would come with it, is a scratch map. Ooh. So about those words I said I was good at. A scratch map where you can scratch off the different locations of where you've been. They usually seem to come in like US states or globe formats. So depending on how far of a traveler you are or what you're into, that's an option. I think there's like national forests and parks.
Oh, I haven't
ones
seen that
too.
one.
I'm kind of interested in that because I'm trying to encourage Mike that, like, hey, let's go see a lot of, like, national parks and forests. That could be cool. I like outside. Shut up. Yeah. That's how I ease him into going squatching. We probably won't do that. I'm kidding.
You've been reading way too much Sasquatch erotica.
No, because I didn't know that was a thing, and I didn't want to know it was a thing.
A likely story.
No.
I see through
God,
you.
No. But, yeah, it's a cool decorative way to show where you've been and, you know, anticipate where you need to go next. Except it just sounds messy. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Yeah, and if you don't want to buy a scratch map, you could also make a pin map really easily. I made one a few years ago by taking a poster of the world and using spray adhesive to put it down on some foam core and then putting that in a frame, but taking like a cheap poster frame, but I took the plastic out of the front, so it's just the poster inside the frame. And then you just stick your pins in it, and it was something that I had always wanted, but I thought was too difficult to make myself and too expensive to buy, and it came together really quickly and cheaply.
Yeah, which I like stuff like that. That's cool. It's kind of like when you go to a hostel and they have a big map and then you put a pin where you're from to see like everybody that's come through. Like stuff like that is really cool. I like it. I like it too.
Plus, making it makes it an extra special gift. So
yeah, especially if you're giving it as a gift, that would be super cool to do and a lot easier than anticipated.
Yeah, it actually was super easy. So along the same vein, a decorative globe is also a nice gift. It's potentially a little literal, but I know, for instance, World Market sells inexpensive ones. So I got a little itty bitty globe in pink and gold that I keep on my entryway table. And it's just sort of like a nice visual reminder. I'm like, oh yeah, the world. is pretty. So you don't have to get the full big size ones, but people who like travel also like looking at little visual reminders of the world. At least I do.
And it doesn't have to be like a desktop globe. This could also include like an ornament, so something they can hang on a holiday tree or just somewhere in their house for funsies, decoration.
Yeah,
there's a lot of globe shit.
Did you see that one of Hallmark's ornaments of the year is a globe?
No.
It's a little globe that has pins sticking out of it, and there's like a banner scroll across it that says "Just Go."
That's not our motto. I don't want that.
It's close.
Scratch it out. Ours is better. Yeah, if it's not a Halloween themed or something, I don't want it.
Oh, okay. Fine. No presents for you.
No, I want the presents. I just want Halloween or like Nightmare Before Christmas ornament.
That's not our podcast.
Wow. Another handy, useful small item that you can get for people would be some awesome adventure sunglasses. You might have heard it before where I talked about the Humps Optic sunglasses that I purchased a while back, how they're made to be durable and travel with you and, you know, protect your eyeballs and survive anything you put it through. So something like that, they're not super expensive. They're reasonably priced. They're probably the best sunglasses I've ever had. They stay on my face. They don't slip off my nose. I don't sweat them off. Yeah, they're probably the best sunglasses I've had. So if you know someone needs an updated pair of sunglasses or anything for their adventures that's going to be durable and actually protect your eyes from all the outsideness, it's one of the brands I recommend. Of all the outsideness is a little loud and bright sometimes, and you gotta protect your eyeballs.
I'm just picturing you walking around with safety goggles now.
No, those don't have UV protection.
Some do. So, lastly on our list of smaller things is a luggage scale. So, one of the things that is really a huge pain in the ass when you're packing is having to get on the scale, weigh yourself, pick up your suitcase, weigh it, do the math, figure out how much your suitcase weighs.
Panic because you saw a very large, heavy number for yourself, but hey, you're holding your suitcase, so that's not real.
And so they make little scales where sometimes it's a hook that you hang your suitcase from, sometimes it's a nylon strap that loops back up into the scale itself. There's a bunch of different kinds. They all work essentially the same way. The goal is that it tells you how much your suitcase weighs, so you don't have to guess at.
Especially if you're going through an airline that has a very, very strict weight limit. Don't get caught off guard. Yeah. Luggage scales are amazing. And also some of the ones at the airport lie to you.
This is true. So don't let your traveling friend be caught off guard. Chances are, though, if they travel a lot, they probably have one already, so...
just buy them the batteries.
Yeah, here's some batteries. Congratulations, Merry Christmas.
That's like the one thing people forget for holidays, right? Batteries. New toys, new luggage scales. You get those batteries, keep them going for good.
So, yeah, that wraps up the smallish gifts. Now we're getting to the, middle of the road. Section 1 is, I vaguely know you gifts. Section 2 is, we know each other pretty well gifts.
Or, if you're not made out of bunny, you can pick a few of the smaller ones to put together as, a travel basket.
Yes.
Which would be
also
super
true.
Cool. Yeah. Which... that kind of appeals to me more than, one big thing. When it's I feel obligated to appreciate you for a long time.
Oh, I don't want to appreciate you.
Shit, now I have to send you thank you cards every year. Every time I use it, I have to tell you about it. Yeah, no. Yeah, small things put together can make a good big thing or middle of the road thing, too. But if you really, really want to indulge somebody, nice packable jacket.
Yeah, and these don't have to be super expensive. Packable jackets can start fairly low.
Well, a packable jacket can be anywhere from a raincoat to a warmer jacket, or just a good old light jacket every day, any climate sort of thing. It doesn't have to be a parka that packs down.
Right. So if you are uncertain where to start, a good place for something that's not going to super duper break the bank would be Uniqlo. They have all kinds of packable jackets. Plus the bonus of their down jackets is that if you pack it into its little stuff sack, it can also be used as a pillow. It's not the world's greatest pillow, but in a pinch, it'd be nice to have.
I mean, it's on par with 5 Minutes Crafts. Here's how to roll up your sweatshirt to be a pillow.
But it actually is supposed to be rolled up, so...
Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna function probably a little bit better. But yeah, there's different brands, there's different styles, jackets. The world is your oyster on this one.
Yes.
Speaking of clothes, you can also just go the easy route and be like, hey, I know you like this place. Here's a gift card. They have travel stuff. That could be gear, that could be clothing, that could be... I was gonna say doodads, but that's not quite... You know what I mean? Like...
Thingamajigs. Widgets.
Yeah. Whatchamacallits, but not the candy.
Ooh, gross. That would be a weird present.
Oh, I'm gonna find you, like, a case of it now.
A case of gift cards for whatchamacallits?
No, just whatchamacallit, so then you're, like, stuck with it.
Oh, that sounds great.
Another good gift idea is pawning off that lira you've had in your house for 25 years to someone that will be traveling.
It's a terrible gift.
God, that'd be a horrible practical joke to be like, hey, here's some lira. Have fun in Italy. This will get you started. And then you get there and try and pay for something. And they're like, what is this?
That's a sign you haven't done enough research for your trip. I feel like currency is the first thing you should check.
That's also a sign that whoever is the gift giver doesn't like you that much.
Or is really old.
Yeah. I mean, pass if they're really old, but if they're not, they're just being a jerk, and it's kind of funny. But also really mean.
Really quickly, to add to the gift card, if you aren't sure where to get someone a gift card, REI would be a good place to start, because they have a lot of the gear and the technical doodads and whatnots and whatchamacallits.
Ooh, I don't think they have those.
That's what you think. But there's lots of stores you could pick. E-bags, something like that. But REI, in general, has pretty much a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Enough to where if you got that for the traveler in your life, they're going to be able to find something or pick out something really cool that they're going to be really happy with for travel.
Yeah. It might be a jacket, it might be pants, it might be like some sort of clothing thing, but they could also find luggage and flashlights and whatever they might need. Another really good gift that might not be a middle-of-the-road item, but could be.
Yeah, I had questions about this one, so I made notes.
A packable day pack or a travel purse.
Oh, we were not talking about the same thing yet.
So, a packable day pack or travel purse, you can get cheap ones, you can get slightly more expensive ones too, but it's always a nice thing to have, especially if they're going to do, like, grocery shopping, or they need something to carry laundry in or something. Having something that packs away and doesn't take up a ton of space, but is also can be slightly larger to fill whatever need you have, it's just a good little asset to have in your back pocket.
It's true. And not all packable, like, totes or grocery bags are created equally. Some just don't pack up the way they came. It's kind of like maps. Folding them back up is not for everybody. And there's some that are super handy and self-contained, but actually big enough to hold stuff. I think that's another problem with some of the packable ones. Don't actually hold a whole lot, so they're not quite as handy as some. So, dig around on the web nets, see what you can find. Not all are created equal, kids.
Yep. Another thing you can do, and this depends on what carrier they use.
These are like borderline. They're not quite middle and they're not quite splashy.
Well, it depends.
They walk the line.
So, for instance, Verizon, we haven't even said what it is yet. You can offer to pay for a person's phone plan while they're traveling if they are on a carrier with a flat fee. So, for instance, Verizon offers unlimited data roaming. A monthly pass is $70. It's not going to break the bank so long as they follow the rules.
This is why my notation is, it's a trap. Because this could also get expensive, depending on who it is or anything. You know what I mean? Depends on the carrier.
Right.
And the phone usage person.
If it's someone on a flat fee, $70 for a month, yeah, that's not so bad. I've definitely heard of mothers offering to pay for this for their children so that they can keep in touch with them while they're traveling.
Text me every 5 minutes.
I want to see pictures. But if they're on like a pay-as-you-go type deal where you're paying for every gigabyte, do not do it. It will add up quickly. Tell them to get a local SIM. It's a trap!
Tell them to find a payphone.
Oh, that'll be easy.
This is also coming from the same person that gave you lira.
And another middle-of-the-road type thing. It's definitely higher than most of these, but still not massively expensive, and that is to pay for their passport application. It's sort of a vote of confidence, and in someone saying, yes, I want you to have this experience. Yes, I think you can handle it. That sounds a little maternalistic, but if you're giving this to a younger person who's never traveled before, it's just sort of a supportive way to open a lot of doors for them.
But also Sarah wants you to call her every 5 minutes so she knows that you're okay.
Please make sure you're okay. I want you to check in every night and every morning.
And then, like every other afternoon.
Also on the 3rd Tuesday of every month.
Okay. How about the 5th Tuesday of every month? The 3rd one's usually kind of busy for me.
You realize that lots of months have a 5th Tuesday, right?
Not lots. Just like half.
Anyway.
I'm going to need you to text me on February 31st, please.
Deal.
Every February 31st.
No problem. Did you know that I could have been born on February 29th? I was
okay,
so close. So close.
You're not special, Chuck-a-Nut. You're not a leap year baby.
Think of how young I would be now.
I feel like that's very problematic for your employment. Something about child labor laws.
So, now we're getting to the gifts that are a little bit splashier, possibly a little bit more. No, I won't say they're more meaningful because they aren't more meaningful because they're more expensive, but they're a bit more of an investment.
Or if you just have money that you need to get rid of,
then call us.
1-800-Seattle to unknown.
I thought our phone number was something with feet in it.
Ooh, nope. Did not agree to that. It's 1-800-SASMO. Oh, wait. We kind of talked about this already, but in like a more affordable way. But a splashy gift could be a gift card to a store where you can buy luggage. But we don't really want you to buy them luggage unless they've told you, I want this, this, and this from here. Because like we've talked about multiple times in other episodes, is that luggage is a very personal trial and error thing.
Yeah, and what you might think is excellent luggage is not necessarily something that fits their needs, so it's always better to let them pick it themselves.
Yes. But you can help them get to picking out their luggage with a gift card to a store where they can check out other, a variety of different luggage options. I mean, they might end up getting 6 travel purses instead of 1 large suitcases because that's what appeals to them.
That is quite the travel look.
I didn't say they're taking them all at once. They're for each season and then 2 backups.
I'm picturing someone spreading their arms like their wings and it's just
it's just purses. The gift cards in their teeth.
Caca!
That's how you show them. Thanks for the gift card. Look what I got.
In a similar vein, you could also look into getting a gift card for a hotel chain. So it gives them a little bit of flexibility about where they stay without saying this is where you will be staying. I've decided you will stay at this location. Well, actually, we're going to Italy instead. No, I bought you a gift card for a hotel in Kansas. You will be going to Kansas.
Maybe I want to go to Kansas.
Or similarly, instead of doing a gift card, you can gift them points, which may be their hotel points, maybe their airline miles, something along that line that they can use flexibly without being locked into one specific route or place.
Well, I mean, most places anymore, there's gift cards for Airbnb, hotels.com. It doesn't even have to be a hotel chain. It could just be something on the right path for their bookings. So,
yep.
The world of gift cards is vast.
Gift cards for everyone and for everything.
Pretty much. Lots and lots of options.
Another thing you could do is book them an experience on their trip. So if you know already where they are going, and you know that they are interested in cooking, you can book them a cooking class so they can learn how to cook local dishes. Or if you know that they are thrill seekers, get them a gift card to do bungee jumping. I know last year my sister's nieces were going to Las Vegas, so she booked them. She gave them a gift card so that they could do that zip line over the Strip.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not the Strip, it's through Old Vegas.
Sure. I haven't been to Vegas in a really long time, so.
It's there's a name for it. But it's the old part of Vegas. It's not the Strip. That's all open. You can't do that there.
Well, it's somewhere in Vegas.
You shouldn't try ziplining at places where there aren't zipline.
You ruin all of my fun.
You can. I'll watch and take pictures.
But Google where they're going. I'm sure something will pop up that you could pre-book. And, do it that way. A lot of times they'll offer some sort of, not gift card, but gift certificate for a specific thing, because it can be challenging to, without being the person who's booking the trip, to say you will be doing this on this exact date. but there tends to be some alternative way to do that. Or you can even call the place up and say, hey, I want to pay for this for my friend, but I don't know what date. And they'll take your money. They'll gladly take your money and let them schedule it
We
later.
got your money! Yeah. But I mean, like, how cool is that someone thought about you and where you wanted to go, and they made sure that you got to do something really cool there, like cooking lessons in, I don't know, in Italy, or, you know, what else? A river cruise in the Amazon, a llama cuddle fest in Peru.
I don't know that's something that you can sign up for.
No, I'm just gonna find llamas and be like, we're friends now!
Or lots of zoos will have special interactive things you can do. And that can definitely be pre-booked.
I will take a penguin experience, and I will probably cry like Kristen Bell did when she found out that the sloth was coming to her birthday party.
I will take one panda cuddle, followed by several more panda cuddles.
I don't know if they let you interact with pandas.
They do at Chengdu.
Oh, but that's like the sanctuary thing, isn't it? Yeah. But I don't think they let you do that in the zoos, because those are rent-a-pandas.
Yes, they are.
So, back to China we go. But first, penguins. If you want to still be super splashy, a good gift is noise-canceling headphones. And, I mean, depending on how much cash you have to burn, those can be stupid expensive to a little bit more affordable, but still kind of spendy.
Yeah.
They don't have to be, like, the name brand ones, because sometimes you're paying a lot more money for the brand than you are for the product.
Yeah, but I feel like noise-canceling headphones, they usually top out at $3.99, which is admittedly very expensive, but at that price point, they're all extremely high quality.
Or they should be. But, I mean, do your research. You can find some good quality ones without going towards $400.
You can get...
There's options.
Decent ones, but you can't get good ones for below that.
You can get some good ones. There's a lot of different options. Don't wear your noise-canceling headphones in grocery stores, because when you start walking away and they're still holding the item you purchased, it's really hard to get their attention. And then people think that, like, something bad happened because you're shouting at this person. True story. He just had headphones on. He couldn't hear. And I'm like, but I have your product. Come back and take it.
Another thing you might want to consider is to get them a tablet. Tablets, I think, even the low price point ones are really good now. Like, if they're just using it to watch videos on a plane, because more and more airlines are taking away the seat back screens, then you don't need something super fancy. Like, the Amazon Fire is cheap and good. You don't necessarily need the iPad Pro, which is good, but the cost of a down payment on a car, I assume.
Unless, again, you have money to burn, and you're like, here you are. Or you have money to burn, and it's, you know, it's for someone's flight entertainment, and they also have a creative passion. So maybe they're making those cross-stitch patterns to do later on the plane, where it's like a passive-aggressive, not passive-aggressive. I don't know, there was a photo of an old lady doing cross-stitch on a plane, and I can't remember what she was cross-stitching, but it was hilarious.
I've seen one that says, don't mess with me, cross-stitch is proof that I have the patience to stab something 10,000 times.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good sassy ones, and I keep thinking, like, I need to learn to cross-stitch so I can just do this on a plane.
Cross-stitch is super easy. I could absolutely teach you.
I've done it, it's just been a long time. I'm rusty, but... yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Just, you know, cross-stitching Thug Life with some pretty flowers.
I did a cross-stitch a few years ago that was just, you know, when people swap out explicatives for symbols? So it's like at $
It's a form of censoring. Yes, we know.
Yeah, I have one of those. But the best part is that there's a frame around it of daisies, and I counted my rows wrong, so they didn't line up. So it's a half-finished cross-stitch where it's clear that the border doesn't work, and all it says in the middle is fuck.
Oh, that's perfect.
Right?
That's perfect. Frame that shit. There we go. Back on the small items is a cross-stitch pattern with fun, sassy saying for all their long flight entertainment. Especially if you don't want people to talk to you. Like, they will not mess with somebody with a needle and a sassy cross-stitch. I bet you anything. You know what else we should have put on the small list? Those pictures of outlets to put up in an airport. Oh, the stickers of outlets.
So you can really annoy everyone around you.
Yeah. Where are we? Okay, but seriously, on the splash your gift is to offer to take them on a trip, whether near or far. No, you don't want to fill in?
No, because I know where you're going with it, and I am not indulging you.
Wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on.
So...
I read that, and that was Instantly, the Titanic song in my head.
Wow. We need to get you out more often.
No, that shit's funny.
So, a trip does not have to be an expensive trip. It could be a road trip. It could be a day trip. It could be, I don't know, just exploring somewhere nearby that you've never been before. But on the other end of the spectrum, look, if you've got money and you want to take someone on a trip, go for it. Nobody's going to say no to that unless you're creepy and they think you're going to murder them there. But otherwise, nobody's going to say no.
Don't go on cruises.
I mean, if you know someone has a travel passion and you have the means to take them somewhere, nobody's going to say no to that. It's a good idea.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be far. It could be someone nearby, but the fact that you're making it like a weekend trip, an overnight trip, and you can cover a good portion of just lodging, it makes it a little bit easier just to be like, yes, let's go, right now, let's go. And yeah, trips don't have to be far for it to be enjoyable or a new experience.
No, and if you live in Washington and you've never been to the beach, go to Long Beach. It doesn't have to be far, it doesn't have to be expensive. It's just discovering something new and seeing something new is travel.
Yep. Leaving your backyard is travel.
Yep. Go to the mountains.
Trespassing in other people's backyards is travel, but trespassing.
Oh. So what you're saying is I've been doing a lot of trespassing.
Yes, you have. Trash pandas.
So that is our list. Obviously, this is not a comprehensive list of all the things you can get someone.
Are any of our lists ever comprehensive lists of anything, of everything that you could do? No. Because we phoned this in. Nah, I'm kidding. There's an agenda, but there's no way we could do a comprehensive list because that would be too long and you would get bored and I would run out of jokes.
On hour 18, we're just listing, like, left sock, right sock.
Right sock. 5 pairs of underwear.
Jazz pants.
Ooh. Bedazzlers.
Travel clogs.
Travel bedazzler.
Travel Scrabble.
Ooh, travel bananagrams.
Oh, that's our last item on the list. Travel bananagrams. That's a very good idea.
It actually is. Except if you lose the pieces somewhere, you're going to be so sad.
There will be no spelling anything with the letter Y in it.
Aww.
So, yeah, hopefully this will give you some good ideas. By the time this episode comes out, we'll be getting down to the wire for Christmas shopping. So
you're welcome, procrastinators. We got you some ideas.
Exactly. We got you. Unless you are binging this episode later, in which case, hopefully you have much more time to shop for Christmas 2020 and beyond.
Well, there's also Valentine's Day, there's birthdays, there's anniversaries, there's Wednesdays. These are not just limited to being holiday gift ideas.
But
use them whenever you're strapped for ideas.
But keep in mind, if you were buying this on a Wednesday, or gifting it on a Wednesday, it must be pink.
No, you just have to wear pink.
Fair enough. If you give this to someone on a Wednesday, you must be wearing pink.
Yep, everybody knows that.
So, I guess that brings us to the tip of the week. And
does it?
I don't know. Do you want to keep talking about this?
No, I want to keep listing random things. I want to get to that hour 18 of things.
Fingerless gloves. Right, comma, left.
Okay, what's the tip of the week?
The tip of the week is, if you are going to buy something that is a travel-related gift for someone who travels frequently and knows their travel style well, listen to them. Because if they're a super minimalist traveler, they don't necessarily need or want some of these items on the list. They probably don't want bulkier things like
the travel bedazzler,
or a large reusable water bottle.
Yeah.
Gauge what you know about them and make decisions based on that. And I know that can be tricky because if you are not personally traveling with this person, you don't necessarily know these things. And that's when we fall back on gift cards. Let them decide what it is they want.
Just give them a jump start on where they might be able to find anything and everything they could want for their travels.
Yep.
Gift cards were made for the indecisive or the picky.
Some people think it's a cop-out and it shows that you don't know what the person wants, but it's okay to not know exactly what they want. And not buy them something they don't want.
If they're like, here's a Pizza Hut gift card. You know what I mean? Like, certain ones are just, like, too generic. I didn't really try. But, like, if you get, like, certain companies, I think it's one of those, like, hey, I know you're gonna probably need something, and here's where you like to get your stuff. Have some money there.
Yeah, and a thoughtful thing to do is, if you know vaguely what you would like to get them, but not the exact make, model, size, whatever, and let's say you get an Amazon gift card for them, print off a picture of the item you think they would want and say, hey, I'd love for you to have this. Here's a gift card that can cover it. And that way they can see, you thought about it, but you did not do the thing where you buy something.
What do you mean you don't like chartreuse sweaters? Let them pick the color and the size. Maybe they want it to be a little bit looser for all their, flopping around their airplane seat comfort needs.
Yeah, and always be hesitant to buy something where sizing is involved. At least that's my personal motto, because the potential to offend is always there.
Yeah, whether accidental or you're just trying to be a shit.
Yeah, so that's why when I give people gift cards, I generally attach a photo and be like, hey, I saw this and thought of you, but I want to give you the option to choose, just in case.
Buy gifts.
For us.
Spread the love. Oh, yep. We are also very good gift recipients. If you would like to see our faces light up in surprise and delight, you know how to find us. Well, I mean, we would actually make special occasion recordings for that. Come on. Don't be a jerk. That's how you don't get gifts.
I just like the idea of listening to someone open presents on a podcast.
No, I don't want to hear that crinkling.
Like, you can't see, but I'm smiling real hard.
It's a travel bedazzler. Guess what Sarah's getting?
Ooh. I mean, I love it.
A chartreuse sweater.
Ooh, a bedazzled chartreuse sweater?
You got it, pal! Anyways, yeah. December stuff. Don't limit this list to just December stuff. It's cool.
Circle back to it before their birthday.
Yeah, for sure. Are we back next week?
I think we have one more episode after this one. Possibly two.
Then that's all of December.
We'll figure it out. One or two.
Well, anyways, we'll be around, again, we'll have a bit of a break in December, but we'll be back. We'll probably have, a reflection of the year and things that we're looking forward to. I feel like that's in our future.
Are you looking into the crystal ball?
I am. And I can't remember the name of the lady in the Haunted Mansion who was in the crystal ball.
Oh, the bride.
I wanted to say Madame Tussauds, but that's not right. That's the wax figures.
Something the bride.
I was going to say something about how her head was in the way, so it wasn't entirely clear, but joke ruined.
Oh, I've got a quick crystal ball joke.
Oh, good lord. I'm so sorry, everyone.
So I think this is a true story, but someone was shopping at sort of a witchy occult store, and she was buying a crystal ball, and the salesperson said, okay, but make sure you always cover it when you're not using it. And the person buying it goes, oh, is that because of the spirits? Like, no, it will burn your shit down.
Yes, the spirits will burn your shit down.
Well, if you put a giant lens in your house and the light catches it, it'll burn your shit down. But then you get to hunt the ball.
Oh, so there were no survivors?
Not in this
That got dark fast.
Anyway.
God, I hope that's true. Yeah. Join us later for more episodes of Travel-y Adventure goodness. Get out there, buy some gear if you'd like, and it's an adventure.
So, buy some thoughtful gifts for the traveler in your life.
And it could be us, that's fine too. Yeah. Okay, bye!
Bye!
Hey everyone, thanks again for listening to another episode of Seattle to Unknown. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and subscribe so you never miss a thing. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest under Sea2Unknown. That's SEATO Unknown. Or you can check us out on our website, www.sea2unknown.com. Want to know what we do on our off time? You can find both Sarah and I on Twitter and Instagram. Sarah is at SAR_S, and I'm at Hooligan Monster on both. We would also love to hear from you. Send us an email with your stories and travel tips to sea2unknown@gmail.com. Until then, it's an adventure. Bye!